Welcome back, tiny friends. So it is time for us to get back to this old camper. And I had a few mentions of creating a charcoal bag. So that is what I'm going to do today. And I've also created a free template that you can download and print yourself because I finally learned how to do that. So I'm going to share that with you all as well. I had this extremely large miniature charcoal bag and I cut it open. I scanned it into my computer, transferred it into my Photoshop, and shrunk it down to 1/12 scale. I really don't know what size this is, but it is definitely bigger than 1/6 Barbie scale. Today I'm going to print this on a really thin printing paper. So I'm just going to use regular printing paper that I use every day. My paper is kind of like a matte finish. It's not specifically a matte finish, but it feels kind of almost like a newspaper. So it's probably recycled paper, but I love the way it feels and the texture of it. And I think that it's perfect to create this bag with. You want to stay with something thinner for this because it's going to give you better results than a thicker paper would. I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue for this, but any white PVA or craft glue is going to work just fine for this, so no need for any fancy glue. I'm also going to use my metal ruler. It really helps to give you those nice, crisp, clean, and even folds. So if you have one, grab it. I like to use the metal ruler because it's super thin and pretty stiff, and it just works out really well. I'm going to cut the image out, but I am going to leave a little extra of the white paper along the bottom just to give me a little more to hold on to while I fold it, and then I'll trim that away afterwards. If you don't have a metal ruler, no worries. Grab an old plastic credit card or any type of plastic card. You know, they have the shopping cards. That works just fine, and almost all of us have at least one of those cards. I'm starting on the bottom because there's only one fold on the bottom, but the template does have very light folding lines for each fold, so you'll know exactly where to make your folds. You just want to take your time when you're folding this to line it up nice and evenly, so when you do create your fold, you'll get a nice straight fold. I start off slow, a little at a time with a softer fold, and once I know that I'm pretty straight, I go in with a more hard fold and give it a nice crease. And the last fold I'm going to make is this little tab that's on the side of the bag that's going to glue the bag together. Once I got all my folds, I can then go ahead and cut away the rest of the white paper. You just want to make sure that you don't cut your tabs away. There are very light tabs on the bottom. You're going to need those. Once you have your printy cut out, it should look like this. On this little bag, you'll have 3 light tabs, a blue tab, and then the blue bottom with the print. I got a bit ahead of myself and I added glue to all 3 of the light tabs. Don't do that. Just focus on this side tab first. It'll be so much easier to put your bag together. This way you don't have to worry about where you need to touch it, and you can go ahead and touch those side tabs if you need to. It's going to take me a little longer to put this together because I added glue on those tabs. You just want to take your time and make sure that you're lining the edge of the bag right up against the folded crease that you made. Once I do get this lined up, I'm just going to press it down and get that side tab fully secured. And it's just taken me a little longer than it should because I have to be careful not to touch those tabs that I've added glue to. Once the side tab is secured, then you can go ahead and add glue to your little side tabs and push the blue tab down, and then add glue to your blue tab, closing the last flap, and just try and line it up nice and even. And then I'm just going to simply press the bottom part down so that all the flaps are glued and secured. If you can fit your finger in there, it'll kind of puff the bag out a little bit and give it a nice shape. You can even use a tool for this. I'm going to grab my tweezers and just use the back of my tweezers just to press everything down nice and flat. Now you have a really cute miniature charcoal bag. And from this point, what you choose to do to it is totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and fold my sides in together just at the top part. I don't want to go all the way down to the bottom. We just give those little sides a pinch inward just to close them together, and this will create a nice little folded crease in the side of your bag. Right now, I'm just double checking to make sure that it's going to stand up nice and flat. I think it just needs some weight. I highly recommend adding some weight to your bag so that it, one, looks like there's something in it, and for two, it just stands up without falling. To do so, you can always add beads with a little bit of glue in the bottom of the bag. Adding the glue will keep your beads from rattling around, and it'll just add a little more solid weight to your bag. My spouse suggested that I add hot glue, and I thought, okay, that may be a brilliant idea, so I'm going to try that today. If you want to try hot glue, just be super careful and very cautious so you don't burn your fingers, because the bottom of this bag is super hot. You only need a very little bit in the bottom of your bag, just enough to cover the bottom of your bag. So maybe about a quarter of the way up from the bottom. I think I put a little bit too much in this one, but you don't want to put too much because you don't want your bag to look like there's a square block in it. So what I'm doing to try and prevent that is carefully just smushing it around while it's drying and just kind of shaping that glue to more of a rounder shape so it just doesn't dry in a square shape. It does dry pretty quickly. It does cool off pretty quickly. So once it starts to cool off, you can handle it a little more, so you're not going to have to worry about burning your fingers at that point. While the glue is still warm, I'm going to stand the bag straight up on the table and just gently press it down a little bit. Try and get that glue to dry really flat on the bottom so that it helps the bag stand up nice and straight without falling down. I did a few practice runs, and this bag has way too much hot glue in it. You can see how it looks square. So you definitely don't want that much. This little bag has just a tiny bit in the bottom, and it worked out perfectly. I really love how the weight feels on this. It's just really fun. I really like this bag a lot, but because it was a practice run, I didn't fold it correctly, and the bottom is actually on the front of the bag. I was still trying to tweak the scale and trying to create an accurate foldable template, but I still like it. The glue seems hard enough. I think it's done, and I can go ahead and close up the bag and finish it off. Even though I only put a little bit in this one, I'm still thinking I added a little too much hot glue. So if you want to try using the hot glue technique for weight, just add a little bit at a time, because you can always add more as needed. You just can't take away. To close my bag, I want to roll it down from the top. So I'm looking for a round toothpick, and this container had flat toothpicks, but I got my round toothpick, and I'm just going to shape it a little bit and give it a head start. So I'm wrapping the paper around it and just kind of rolling it down. I'm going to do this at an angle so that it's not perfectly straight when it's rolled down, and it just looks like somebody just quickly rolled it up and stored it away. I never saw these bags neatly rolled up and tucked away. People were usually in a hurry, so they would just crinkle it up and squish it down and toss it to the side so they can get to enjoying their cookout food. And it was usually just left out in all of the weather elements. Okay, once I got a good head start going, I can then begin to apply my glue. I'm only applying a little bit at a time, so each time I apply the glue, I'll let it dry and set up a little bit, and then go ahead and continue to roll. And I'm going to continue to use my toothpick to help me along the way. The good thing about this is you can roll your bag down as little or as much as you would like. But I'm just going to continue to work this roll until I'm happy with it. Now while I'm rolling my bag down and adding the glue, I'm also pinching it closed so that the glue can stick. And that's flattening my roll. I don't want my roll to be flat, so I'm just going to kind of pinch it open again and form that round shape. And even though this is the thinnest paper I can use, doing something like this at this point, it becomes pretty thick. And it's pretty durable and tough, so you can go ahead and mess around with it without having to worry about ripping it. The further you go down, the bigger your roll is going to get. And I'm just going to keep rolling with this until I like the way it looks. If you have a paper clip or any little mini clips, you can just add a clip to help keep the bag closed until the glue dries. In the end, I just want to squish this up a little bit, make it look well used and a little older, specifically for my scene. Honestly, nobody ever gave these bags the respect that they really deserve. I mean, in a time before propane, how else would you get to cook the most delicious grilled cookout food, thus needing the charcoal bag to hold the charcoal that you're gonna need to create that delicious barbecue chicken for your cookout. And here's where I'm seeing that I definitely put too much hot glue in this bag. I'm gonna have to make another one. But I really love how the hot glue reacts as a weight inside the bag. It's just super fun to like drop it and watch it wobble a little but not fall down. Okay, that completes this fun, simple DIY. And here is the template that I created for you all. I added some helpful hints and tips, but this is the sheet that you will print out. You can download it to your computer. You can save it. You can print it out as many times as you would like. I don't know how many bags you're going to need, but one sheet will have 6 bags on it. Usually when I'm printing out my miniature prints, I like to fill the page so it's not a waste of paper. And just in case you mess up, you got plenty to work with. And you might need multiple bags. I don't know. You could create so many cute little scenes with this charcoal bag. You can put it in the garage. You can put it on the porch, store it in a basement or any type of miniature scene. You can leave it in your backyard, in your garden, or you can just create fun little scenes or pieces to add this little detailed accessory. It's super fun and cute. So if you would like a charcoal bag for your own miniature scenes, just click the link in the description box below. If you have any problems with it, let me know. I'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. I did try out the link and it worked perfectly fine, so I'm hoping you won't have any problems with it at all. You're also able to print it right from the link. No need to download and save it unless you absolutely want to. You have that option as well. It's so random, right? But you never know if you're going to need a charcoal bag until you need one. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you all have enjoyed this fun little ditty. If so, please click that like button and give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you thought about this fun little miniature in the comments below. As always, I like to thank you all for watching, and I'd like to give a big welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for all of your support. My handmade grill is a little wonky, but I guess that's pretty accurate because these types of grills were kind of wonky, weren't they? Stay tuned, tiny friends, as I finish up this series. I am waiting on some new supplies, and then I'll be working on the yard and finishing up this project. If you don't want to miss it, please make sure that your top bell notifications are on to be notified every time I upload a new project so you don't miss out. And until next time, tiny friends, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all on the mini side.